Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be looking at the Volt, or actually having a little update here. I haven't seen the car for almost a year, so I'm pretty excited to see it again and see what the how it's held up over the year and how it's doing overall. So it's been sitting here at my parents' house because I don't live here anymore. I have to keep it here for now, and I have decided not to sell it yet. So they've used it a few times here and there. My brother used it, so it's been used a couple times, but mostly it's been sitting. So overall, it's been doing pretty good, and it has been covered most of the time. So here we have the charger, and it's connected, and it's been charging just fine. Right now it's full. As you can see, there should be the light blinking right there. The door has been working every time since I fixed it a long time ago. You guys ever seen that video? So all the moldings and everything seem to be pretty good shape. Nothing's getting ruined. The black roof still looks pretty good overall. So here we have the plasti dip that I did on here a long time ago. Probably it's been about 2.5 years or so. And even though the car hasn't been used too much, the plasti dip has held up very well. So it does have a little bit of peeling here on the edge, but that's normal because that's, you can't get a good layer there, and plus, you can't clean it out good enough over there in the corners anyway. So plasti dip has definitely held up in the test of time, and being hot here constantly, and raining all the time. So the headlights have been doing good. No fading, no yellowy. Of course, it has been covered most of the time, so these lower ones also look great. The grill looks okay. This plasti dip emblem here got a little bit dirty. We can just plasti dip over this again and make it brand new if we need to, but it's still holding up well. I don't know if you guys remember, I did fix some of these moldings. Can't remember which side, but they're not coming out anymore here, even from the heat. And that side's fine too. So I did do a video on that. Check that out. So overall, I would say the car has been doing pretty good, just sitting out here in the sun. So in the back here, everything's fine. When it does rain, these do fog up once in a while if it rains super hard. So that issue's always been there, kind of, but it's still there, and it seems like maybe it's getting worse. Not sure, but they do fog up once in a while. Oh, here we go. You can tell this one right here is, got a little fog inside there. So we do have some plasti dip back here also, and that's fine also. So here in the back, guys, I did install this camera here. Now the camera has been doing great overall. Actually, you can tell there's like a little peeling film on it a little bit, so maybe I need to clean that up a bit. It normally works, but if it doesn't turn on for a long time, sometimes lately here I noticed that it doesn't want to come on all the time. But once it starts to get used, it seems to be working every time. But it's just when it doesn't get used for a long time, for some reason it doesn't come on every time. So that's been a little bit of an issue, but not a big deal. So yeah, guys, if you haven't seen that video, check that out where I installed this custom camera, because the original Volt camera here is terrible. So, and this was a really cheap option here. I think I only paid like $12 for this camera. So, but it's much better than the original Volt camera. So one of the other things that I think some people want to know is I have spring clamps down here on the bottom of the car. And you can tell here they are right there. And they have been holding up just fine. No rust, no nothing, guys. No issues whatsoever with the spring clamps. No noises, no clunking, no anything. There's the other side. It's kind of hard to see, but they are right there. So in the beginning, when I left this car, I covered it, and I actually put non-ethanol fuel in here because I knew it was going to sit for a while. And it did sit for about 8 months until it was used again. So when it did need to be used again after that, they cranked right up with no issues whatsoever with the non-ethanol fuel in there. So it didn't gum up the system or nothing, so it runs perfectly fine even after sitting that long. And the batteries, guys, have not had any issues at all. So as when I left it first, I left it almost fully charged, not quite. And then when they did crank it for the first time, I think a couple bars it was lower. So it held its charge pretty well and did just fine. So let's open it up here and I can show you guys. Let's see if the computer will show us here. So we have 36 miles, it says. So that's pretty decent. That's about average. This car, I guess, is driven a little bit harder than I normally drive it. So normally I'd get about 38 to 40, it'll show me. But yeah, that's about average right there. So the battery is in great condition still. And the interior, guys, has held up very well. There's nothing funny going on in here at all. Like, it's actually still smells new and looks very good. So this part right here was always like this when I bought it, so it's not because of sitting, but I'm not sure exactly. I think maybe the previous owners, whoever had this car, kind of maybe stuck stuff under there or what, I'm not sure. But in any case, that's the only interior flaw inside at the moment. Other than that, it all looks perfect. So yeah, guys, I'm really enjoying just, you know, being around this car. The reason why is because it's so unique. The new Volt, the next generation after this one, just does not give you that same vibes. This thing is just unique all over the place. I mean, just looking at this cockpit here, I mean, it just looks crazy. And you know, the car outside is just, you know, much more interesting looking to look at, and it's just unique. Compared to the new Volt, it just looks generic. It's always looking fresh, even though this car, guys, is already decently old. Let's see, it's 2012, so you know, so we're looking at 6 years old so far, going on 7. It's still a pretty cool looking car. It's unique. That's the whole point of it. And I like how the 12s have the black roof. That really modern, keeps it modern still also. So, and I'm obviously enjoying my black plastic dip, or should I say gunmetal, dark gray, whatever they are, wheels. It kind of, you know, ties in a little better, because the original wheels are actually chrome, which honestly I think was too much for this car. It just did not look good at all. So, you know, and having that back lowered just a little bit, about ½ an inch, makes it perfect. So most likely what I'm going to need to do to this thing is I'm going to need to do an oil change, since it's been a year, because there's a good chance I might not see this car for a while again. And I want to make sure, you know, everything's taken care of, just in case anyone uses it, you know, the oil is fresh and everything's good to go. So all the tires actually hold pressure very well, except for one, which is a different brand for some reason. But this tire over here fell a little bit, so it's kind of giving me a code in there telling me that the tire's at 31 or 32. So I guess they want it close to like 38 to 40. And as it was sitting, it was not charged. It was just covered with the charger away. So, and speaking of the charger, guys, this charger has been doing pretty good overall. No issues with it. I like how thick this cable is on this charger. It's very thick. And the charger is actually over here, plugged in the side of the house. And it's kind of been, you know, a little bit abused here. As you can see, it's a little dirty, but it's been doing pretty good overall. So this company is called EVI, EV Institute. If you guys can tell, I don't know, the refresh rate makes it blink, but it's charging at 16 amps, which it's not, because this car doesn't accept more than that, but this thing does give out 16 amps. The time, the amperage it's taking, the voltage, the kilowatts used, so it's a pretty good charger. So if you need a charger, check out this brand. And if I remember, I'll leave a link in the description. This is a dual charger. It can do a 120 or a 240. It has an adapter. So yeah, guys, super happy overall with the car. There was, you know, no issues whatsoever. No check engines, nothing funny. It just always worked. Never had issues, even sitting around. So I've actually considered selling this thing. I've decided not to yet. I think I want to keep keeping it. I still have under 60,000 miles on it, 58. So it's still got plenty of life in her, and they're not worth as much anymore, so it's not even worth selling it. Alright guys, so this is a little quick update of the Chevy Volt. It's a super cool car, and if you've never drove one, it's definitely better than you would think. That's actually my favorite part about this car, is how it drives. So if you're maybe in the market of something like this, right now might not be a bad time to buy, because they go under 10K or less, which in my opinion is a great deal. These things are known to go for over 100,000 miles easily. on the batteries. So yeah, if you're in the market of one, this might be a good time to buy one before they all disappear in a few more years. Alright guys, well hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, hit that like button. If you want to see more Volt videos, let me know what you want to see, and if I can, I will film it with this car. And if you haven't seen any of my other videos, check them out. And also, if you want to see more videos and you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. And as always guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.